Hello, welcome to LMU Tri-State News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us for another edition of local and campus news, sports, and entertainment. Let's get started with this week's top stories. If your commute takes you through the Cumberland Gap Tunnel, you may want to plan ahead for travel time. Starting this week, the Cumberland Gap Tunnel will be brought down to 2 lanes. One side of the tunnel will be closed. There will be two-way traffic in the tunnel to accommodate for construction. Over the past weeks, testing has been done to make sure the routes are safe for traveling and for construction crews. There will be security monitoring the project 24 hours a day throughout the course of the work. It is routine maintenance that is required to be done in all states. A proposal to delay further implementation of Tennessee's Common Core standards has been approved in the House. The measure, sponsored by Republican Representative Timothy Hill of Blountville, was approved 82-11 on Thursday. The legislation would delay implementation of the standards for 2 years. The core standards are intended to provide students from kindergarten through high school with the critical thinking, problem solving, and writing skills needed for college and the workforce. They have been voluntarily adopted by 45 states. Tennessee adopted them in 2010 and began a 3-year phase in 2011. Now, Hill's bill initially sought to require courses on the United States government to be taught in public schools, but was adjusted to be offered, but the students are not required to take the class. A new face is going to be seen around the Cumberland Gap National Park. Just last Monday, a new superintendent started her duties as her first full day on the job. Before Sula Jacobs joined the team at the Cumberland Gap National Park, she served as the deputy superintendent at Biscayne National Park near Miami, Florida. Jacobs, originally from upstate New York, studied in both California and Virginia. According to Jacobs, she is glad to be back in an area with familiar terrain. She studied the campgrounds and backcountry of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park as part of her master's degree. Jacobs started working for the National Park Service in 2005 and since then has worked at several parks in Washington, D.C. and across the Southeast. Her day-to-day managing operations at the Cumberland Gap Park will include acting as the voice for decision-making for the park. And according to a statement, Jacobs looks forward to making great things happen at the park with the help of her team of employees and volunteers. According to a new National Park Service report, more than 800,000 visitors traveled to the Cumberland Gap National Historic Park in 2013. This number is significant when you look at the amount of money spent in communities near the park. The park has brought in more than $50 million and supported more than 700 jobs. According to a press release, the spending certainly complements the goal of Discover Downtown Middlesboro to achieve trails by town designation. There are comprehensive trail plans for the town that includes connectivity to the park. Additional regional trails will involve not only Middlesboro, but also Pineville and Harlan counties in Kentucky, Cumberland Gap and Harrogate in Tennessee, along with Lee County, Virginia. There is something for everyone at this year's medley of programs in 2014 at the Cumberland Gap National Park that will reach out to the young and old, nature aficionados, hiking enthusiasts, history buffs, Civil War experts, Daniel Boone followers, music devotees, and even chocolate connoisseurs. Coming up on April 19th and 20th, there will be Wildflower hikes with short hikes on the trails around the campground to reveal the beauty of the flowers. The hikes will meet at Wilderness Road Campground Amphitheater at 10 o'clock a.m. On May 17th, it's an event called Lower Sugar Run. If you look closely, critters lurk in the damp mountain forest, hidden beneath logs in streams and under rocks. You can explore the woodlands during a 2-mile round-trip hike. The group will meet at Sugar Run Picnic Area at 10 a.m. Park programs are also being co-hosted by the Friends of Cumberland Gap and park partner Eastern National. For dates and times of these and other programs, you can call the Park Visitor Center at 606-246-1075. You can also find the schedule on their website at www.nps.gov. 3 fires are being investigated as arson by the Kentucky State Police. The fires broke out Saturday within the Pine Mountain State Park about the same time frame. According to a spokesperson, the fires were reported around 10 a.m. in different locations within the park. Approximately 50 firefighters fought the blazes, preventing damages to cabins and other facilities within the park. At least 2 cabins were evacuated, and fire crews throughout Bell County helped battle the fires and managed to get them contained by Saturday evening. Some roads are still closed within the park for safety reasons. The lodge, restaurant, and other facilities are open and can be accessed by Kentucky 190 in front of the Wasiato Winds Golf Course. The Kentucky State Police are working to find the exact cause of the fires and are working any leads that will bring them to a suspect. Now, coming up after the break, we will be looking at recently added charges for a Claiborne County man in federal court. Stay right here.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the 1st of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
A Tazewell woman was laid to rest over the weekend while the Tennessee Highway Patrol continues investigating the accident that took her life. 26-year-old Leslie Perkey was killed last Tuesday night on Chapman Highway in Sevier County just minutes after midnight. According to troopers, Perkey was driving her 2007 Mazda when she crossed the center line, hit a guardrail, and went over an embankment. The report states that her car flipped twice and hit a parked minivan. Perkey was killed, but her 2-year-old daughter was not injured. Report states that Perkey was not wearing her seatbelt. A Claiborne County couple is now indicted by a federal grand jury. 61-year-old Daryl Bailey and 56-year-old Patricia Brooks are indicted on similar charges from an alleged incident in December of 2013. Brooks was arrested on March 6th and transferred to the U.S. Marshal's custody before being seen in federal court. Her indictment states that she knowingly transferred a firearm, knowing that the transferee was convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment. Bailey, who was re-indicted by the grand jury, is charged with possessing firearms in furtherance of drug trafficking. The 3 new counts include Bailey knowingly distributed a specific amount of oxycodone. Bailey was arrested in January of this year following the execution of a search warrant on his property. The initial complaint stated that at least 1 firearm and several rounds of ammunition were found during that search. Bailey was indicted in 2006 for being a felon in possession of over 100 firearms. He still remains in the Knox County Jail with no bond, pending further orders of the courts. According to Sheriff David Ray, no further information is being released at this time, as it is an ongoing investigation. A Harrogate man is indicted after he was accused of stealing prescription medication from his place of employment. 29-year-old Nicholas Howard was indicted for theft by unlawful taking of a controlled substance up to $10,000 and theft by unlawful taking under $10,000. The prescription drugs were valued at over $500, and he also took cash from the store. Howard was an employee of Family Discount Drugs and allegedly took oxycodone and hydrocodone without permission. The anti-meth proposal by Governor Bill Haslam is advancing in the Senate, but it is still unclear whether it will be able to clear the House. The Senate Judiciary Committee voted Tuesday evening 7-1 in favor of the measure. If passed, a greater restriction would be placed on how many cold and allergy medicines containing meth precursors can be purchased without a prescription. Governor Haslam's measure would place a cap on the annual amount of products containing pseudoephedrine that can be purchased at a 2.5-month supply, 2.5-month supply, while the House would set that limit to an 8-month supply. Now, if you have any plans on doing any outdoor burning, you are required to have a burn permit. The Tennessee Department of Agriculture Division of Forestry is reminding residents that permits are required through May 15th. Just last year, the state saw the lowest number of wildland fires since 1927. The division wants to continue that trend because the permits contributed to the decrease in fires and increased fire prevention. Burn permits are free and they are required in all areas of the state by law through May 15th. Information can be found at burnsafetn.org, or you can call the local Division of Forestry office. Now, with the inconstant weather recently, severe weather is a high possibility. Here is Rachel Maddie on how severe weather forms in our area.
Severe weather occurs all around the world at any given moment, so we always need to be prepared. Severe weather can be in many different forms. However, the two main types of severe weather we need to be concerned about as we near spring are severe thunderstorms and the possibility for tornadoes. Severe thunderstorms form when a cold air mass meets a warm air mass and the collision starts to form a cumulonimbus cloud. Thunderstorms can become severe and produce lightning, hail, and strong winds. The National Weather Service warns that when thunder roars, stay indoors. They give this warning because thunder is the sound that accompanies lightning, and if you are close enough to a storm to hear thunder, you are close enough to get struck by lightning. Hail is also a good reason not to be outside during a severe storm. Hail forms when water droplets attach to tiny pellets of ice as an updraft wind in a storm tosses the pellets of ice upward into the coldest region of the cloud. Hail continues this cycle until it is too large for the wind to carry and it falls to the ground. Hail can cause damage to anything in its path. High winds also cause severe damage, and if you are caught in a storm with high winds, you or your vehicle could be struck by flying debris. A severe thunderstorm watch means that the potential exists for the development of a severe thunderstorm. A severe thunderstorm warning means a severe thunderstorm is occurring or is imminent based on Doppler radar. A storm that is severe is categorized by the National Weather Service to have heavy rain, produce a lot of lightning, wind gusts near 60 miles per hour, and hail that is dime size. Tornadoes start to form when an abundance of low-level moisture. Cold air overlays warm, moist air inside the forming storm, causing instability. The atmosphere can also become unstable when temperatures decrease rapidly with height. The unstable winds inside the storm can begin to rotate, and the updraft will strengthen the rotating winds and extend them vertically, forming a tornado. If the conditions in the atmosphere are favorable for the forming of a tornado watch will be issued for the area. If rotation has been indicated by Doppler radar in a storm, or if a funnel has been reported, then a tornado warning will be issued by the National Weather Service. Most tornadoes that form in our area are relatively weak, around the EF1 or EF2 scales, with wind speeds ranging from 45 to 160 miles per hour. If a tornado does occur in your area, here are a few safety tips to take into consideration. Have a predetermined place to go if you are at home, work, or school. Always try to seek shelter inside a sturdy building in a reinforced basement or small interior room. If you are caught inside your vehicle during a tornado, the National Weather Service suggests a couple options. First, if the tornado is far away and traffic is light, you may be able to get out of its path by driving at a right angle away from the tornado. If you are not able to drive away from it, then try to seek shelter in a nearby building. If a tornado impact is imminent, leave your car, get a distance away from it, and lay flat in an area that is lower than the roadway. No matter where you are, you need to protect yourself from the potential flying debris with something like a thick blanket or mattress. For any emergency, keep an emergency kit handy with supplies such as flashlights, blankets, or bandages. And turn on your local TV station, radio, or National Weather Service radio to stay alert for warnings.
Coming up after the break, Adam Plyler brings you your sports update with a preview of what we can expect in sports this week.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro.
The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Our college prep program teaches a love of learning, self-discipline, and service to others. The Academy is fully accredited by Advanced Ed. You have a choice at the J. Frank White Academy.
Welcome to LMU Tri-State Sports. I'm Adam Plyler. We begin today with Lincoln Memorial Basketball. The Rail Splitters moved up to 6th in the nation in last week's NABC Division II Coaches Poll and look to carry momentum into the NCAA Southeast Regional Tournament in Aiken, South Carolina. Saturday, March 15th, saw the second-seeded Rail Splitters square off against conference rival and 7th-seeded Carson Newman University in first-round action. Vincent Bailey, who last week was named the Daktronics Southeast Region Player of the Year, found himself in early foul trouble, only playing 6 minutes of the first half. Sophomore Tim Pierce stepped up huge for the Rail Splitters, knocking down 11 points in the first half, 22 points for the game, going 6 of 7 beyond the arc. The Rail Splitters trailed at the half 32-31. It was only the 5th time all year they trailed at halftime. The second half was a different story as Bailey stayed out of foul trouble and finished with 21 points. 11 of those were from the foul line, helping to put away the Eagles 76-65. The win moved the Rail Splitters onto the regional semifinals. Around the Rail Splitters never made it past in school history. Awaiting LMU was the 3-seeded Montevallo Falcons. LMU and the Falcons battles as closely as two teams could for the first 35 minutes on Sunday, but it was too much Orlando Brazier down the stretch as the Rail Splitter season ended with a 98-86 loss in the regional semifinals. The Falcons pulled away in the final minute and a half, going 12 of 14 from the charity stripe. Seniors Chance Jones and Vincent Bailey both scored 20 or more points against the Falcons and will leave LMU basketball program as the all-time winningest players, not only in school history, but also in South Atlantic Conference history with 106 wins to only 18 losses. Congratulations to the LMU basketball team on another terrific season. Have you ever wondered how athletes get their schoolwork done while always on the road? LMU Tri-State News reporter Kristen Cook tells us how a lot of hard work and dedication go into making these student athletes the best students they can be.
It may come as no surprise that being an athlete in college can sometimes feel like a part-time job. Student athletes must learn to adhere to a hectic lifestyle, juggling classwork, practices, games, and traveling. LMU's Associate Athletic Director and Compliance Officer Mike Smith gives fans insight as to how important it is for college athletes to remember to focus on their grades.
Each year you have to pass 24 hours from the fall and spring terms. You can also take a summer term if necessary to meet those requirements. In the fall and spring you must pass a minimum of 18 hours towards your 24. When you look at grade point average, you have to have a minimum of 1.8 after your first 24. After your 48 hours, you'd have to have a minimum of 1.9, and after 72 hours or your third year, you'd have to have a 2.0 GPA.
But the guidelines don't end there. Coaches can also have an influence on how hard an athlete works to balance grades and athletics.
We do require any student athlete that is below a 3.0 to be in mandatory study hall, and we do require our kids to do about 4.5 hours a week. While traveling, we do require that they do some study hall on the road. If they're struggling, we'll try to get computers in we have a department here that allows us to take computers on the road if our kids need them. But we do just make sure they, if they're missing any hours throughout the week, we make sure that they complete those hours on the road.
With so much supervision put into place, athletes know the importance of balancing school and sports and have come to terms with coping with the challenges.
It's definitely challenging, especially in college, just because you have so much work and professors expect so much more of you than in high school.
It's just when I'm in class, I worry about class, and when I'm in my sport, I worry about my sport. Managing a school when you're traveling can be tough, but all you have to do is understand what it is you have to do in school and use it in your downtime.
Although playing a college sport may seem like all fun and games, a student athlete always has to remember that they are a student first and an athlete second.
Finally, the third annual ADA Sports Report Bracket Challenge is underway with the deadline Thursday, March 20th at 12 p.m. Email me directly and I will send you back the link and the password to enter. My email address is adam.plyler@lmunet.edu down at the bottom of the screen. Enter for your chance to win a prize and tune into the ADA Sports Report Monday night at 6 p.m. on 91.3 FM for more information. That's all for sports. After the break, Tiffany Duncan will keep you entertained with her entertainment report. That's when you come back on LMU Tri-State News.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic. When you're traveling throughout the Tri-States, stay smart at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro. With nearly 60 rooms to choose from, fitness center, full complimentary hot breakfast bar, and seasonal pool, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro is all about catering to your travel needs. Our rooms are all equipped with flat screen TV, refrigerator, microwave, and we're conveniently located just seconds from the area's attractions. When you're on the road, stay smart at Holiday Inn Express, located on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Make reservations today by calling 606-248-6860.
Let's get you thinking with our useless trivia question of the week. You know Iron Man's computer system J.A.R.V.I.S? Well, it's actually an acronym. Do you know what it stands for? I'll tell you what each letter represents at the end of the segment. Moving to what's going on in entertainment, what happens to contestants after they make it on a big show? Well, this week we caught up with former America's Got Talent contestant J.A.R.V.I.S as he visited the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. For those of you who didn't follow his time on the show, Rose placed third overall and was the last singer standing. The Pineville, Kentucky native shared where he is now and what fans can expect.
Since the show, I'm basically in a holding status right now. I have not officially been released from the show yet. We're still awaiting that. But until then, we're going to continue to do shows and book shows, and I'm going to continue to write and develop new material until that decision is made. You can go to my fan page on Facebook, and I have an album. It's a pre-existing album prior to me going and doing the show. That's one album that can be accessed, and I have 5 original songs on that. Here in the near future, we're going to officially release a new album full of nothing but new material. Yeah, that's the thing about my music. I tend to steer towards the slower kind of ballad music, and now with this new album, it's going to be more of an upbeat, kind of in-your-face type album. So I'm looking forward to releasing that side of me to the fans. Basically, my style, my traditional style, is some of my musical influences: the Garth Brookses, the George Jones, George Strait, Travis Tritt, those traditional country music artists, and I try to keep that style of traditional sound in my music. So hopefully when you hear that new album, these new songs, you'll catch a little bit of that tradition in my music. Yes, March the 18th, we're doing a benefit concert in Knox Central High School for a little girl down there that's been diagnosed with cancer. March the 19th, the very following day after that, it's going to be in Harlan County High School for Scotty Moore. After that, the 21st at Floyd County High School, we're doing actually a full band set there. And then April the 12th is Renfro Valley. That's a big show for us, and we're looking forward to it.
All shows are open to the public. Tickets and information can be found on his Facebook fan page by searching J.A.R.V.I.S. While chasing his dream, Rose has been sharing his story in hopes to inspire others to do the same. Last Wednesday, March 12th, Rose spoke to local schools, the community, and university students in LMU's Tex Turner Arena.
CBS has committed to a massive renewal pact with Warner Brothers Television. The pact consists of renewing shows for the next 3 years. At the top of the list is CBS show The Big Bang Theory, created by Chuck Lorre. In its 7th season, Big Bang has logged its highest ratings to date, according to Variety. CBS Entertainment Chairman Nina Tassler stated, "This multi-year deal further strengthens our network's position for future seasons and marks another chapter in the great partnership CBS enjoys with Warner Brothers Television for delivering audiences the best in comedy." Other shows who received renewal are also associated through creative talents of Chuck Lorre. They are 2.5 Men, Mike and Molly, and Mom. Now let's take a look at what's coming to theaters this week. Director of Limitless, Niall Berger, brings you Divergent. This futuristic action adventure takes the place in dystopia, where society is divided into 5 factions that represent a different virtue. Teenager Tris Pryor, played by Shailene Woodley, does the unexpected. She chooses a path, but what most do not know is she's divergent, meaning she doesn't fit in any of the groups. This decision could save the people she loves, or it could kill her. Find out Friday, March 21st. James Bobbin is bringing the Muppets back to the big screen, along with Tina Fey, Ricky Gervais, and Ty Burrell. The Muppets gang is going around the world and selling out grand theaters in London, Berlin, and Madrid. Their trip is all but a bed of roses as they find themselves in the mix of an international jewel heist headed by Constantine, the world's #1 criminal, and Kermit the Frog look-alike. See how the Muppets find their way out of this mess on March 21st. Some exciting performances are coming up in the surrounding area. The Foreigner will be performed by the Foothills Community Players. The performance will be at the Haslam Family Flexible Theater in Maryville, Tennessee. The Foreigner, written by Larry Shue, centers around a timid Englishman named Charlie Baker. Charlie arrives in a rural Georgia for a peaceful vacation full of fishing. Painfully shy and wanting to avoid conversations leads Charlie to pretend he is a non-English speaking visitor from another land. This persona leads locals to speak freely, sharing stories and even dangerous secrets. Join Charlie in laughter, self-discovery, and an encounter with a group of wicked characters on March 20th through the 23rd. Visit ClaytonArtsCenter.com for tickets and more information. Disney Junior Live on Tour Pirate and Princess Adventure is coming to Knoxville Civic Coliseum. This never-before-seen live show will feature characters from Disney Junior's hit series Sophia the First and Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Join Sophia as she learns the true meaning of being a princess, and Jake and his friends alongside Peter Pan as they battle Captain Hook, learning what it really takes to be a true hero. The Disney Junior Gang will be at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum March 21st. Visit KnoxvilleTickets.com for tickets and more information. Have you been wanting to take an adventure lately? Well, you can. The Banff Mountain Film Festival is making a stop at the Bijou Theater in downtown Knoxville. Watch amazing films exploring remote landscapes and mountain cultures to adrenaline-fueled action sports from the 38th Annual Banff Mountain Film Festival. The festival will take place March 24th at 7 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit KnoxvilleTickets.com. It's time to reveal the answer to this week's trivia question. Iron Man's computer J.A.R.V.I.S stands for Just a Rather Very Intelligent System. The system is a tribute to Edwin J.A.R.V.I.S, Tony Stark's butler. J.A.R.V.I.S was changed to an artificial intelligence to avoid comparison to Batman, Bruce Wayne's butler, Alfred Pennyworth. Keeping you up to date on what's going on in the world of entertainment, I'm Tiffany Duncan.
And that's going to do it for this week's LMU Tri-State News Update. Thank you for joining us. For everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley.